Google Ads made some huge changes in the last 30 days and they're going to roll out these changes to all accounts over the next 3 months. These changes are so big that they completely change how we set up our ads, how we organize our accounts, and I've used Google Ads to grow my store from $0 to $4 million in sales, so I know what I'm talking about. If you're using Performance Max campaigns, you'll have to completely change your plan. Performance Max is changing, and the craziest part, it's not changing the way we all thought it would. So in this video, I'm going to show you the new way to run Google Ads for your online store in 2025 and beyond. Let's jump in. But before I show you the exact plan I used, there's one big change happening in how people search that most store owners are completely missing. And it's going to decide who wins and who loses in 2025. Search is changing from typing words to having conversations with AI. When people are ready to buy, they'll search the same way, but when people are just looking around, it's becoming like talking to a helper. Most store owners are still running ads like it's 2019, making changes every day, adding thousands of keywords, trying to control everything. But this just breaks the Google algorithm. The stores that are crushing it right now have made one biggest mindset change, and once they understand this, the entire plan makes sense. Think of your Google Ads account as a system that you're teaching. Good inputs make good outputs.
So it's crucial that the tracking is set up correctly on your website.
Only this way you can make sure Google actually knows which product sold and for how much. If your tracking is set up correctly, Google will be able to locate your perfect customers as like a GPS tracker almost, finding patterns that you'd never spot yourself.
Now let me talk you through the 5 steps I used to get my store from $0 to $4 million in sales.
The first step is to get good data. That's your foundation. Everything breaks if you mess this up. You need your tracking set up right with better conversion tracking, accurate money tracking, and customer lists from your email tool. This is the training ground for the learning system. Most store owners skip or do a bad job on this step, and they wonder why Performance Max just burns money. Step 2 is to get enough sales. You have to hit at least 30 sales a month. This is when Google algorithms will be able to spot similarities between customers, so it knows who to target next with your ads to make the most bang for your buck. By the way, if you want hands-on help with Google Ads on your store, click the first link in the description below to learn about my one-on-one coaching. I can help you double your sales in 90 days.
Step 3 is to set your money goals right. Once you have enough sales and good tracking, switch to target ROAS bidding, but remember to also take the customer lifetime value into account, so you don't necessarily have to break even on the first purchase, but make money further down the line. Typically, stores run between 2 to 3 ROAS because the email brings about 35% of total orders, customer buys. The hidden growth lever here is if you can increase your average order value and profit by order, you can get away with a lower ROAS than your competitors do, and effectively you can outbid them in the auction and get the traffic that they would have otherwise bid for. Step 4 is use broader keyword. Broad match plus smart billing is the unlock for serious growth. Broad match keywords are now meaning signals. Google looks at what people mean, not just at the exact words they type in. But don't start with broad match, that's a recipe for disaster. First, start with exact and phrase match. Let those prove they work, get your bidding right, and then add in broad match versions of your best performance. Step 5 is simple. Keep growing. Add new campaign types, demand gen, YouTube ads, different shopping setups. You're making smart decisions because you already know your numbers, you know what it costs to get customers, you know what they're worth, and you know what your profit is. But here's where most online stores completely mess this up. They think about keywords the old way, and it ruins everything else they're doing right. The old way led to thousands of keywords and hundreds of ad groups, but the new way you have fewer keywords and themed ad groups based on what customers actually want. For example, one resistance bands ad group with 5 to 10 main keywords, that's a mix of exact and broad when ready, becomes meaning, so Google's algorithm combines these with your pages and customer info to find related searches that you would never add yourself. Remember that now you're a strategic guide for the algorithm, not someone who changes things every day. Focus on big picture goals, making better ads, making your website convert better, and understanding your numbers. Stop making daily changes and constantly adding keywords. Now I'll tell you what the 7 biggest mistakes are I see all the time. There's no proper tracking, treating all sales the same, jumping into broad match too early, ignoring customer value over time, making too many changes too quickly, poor product feed setup, and weak product pages that don't get sales. But here's what separates stores that grow to 7 figures from stores that get stuck, and it has nothing to do with having better ads or cheaper clicks. When Google ads bring traffic, good product pages turn 2 to 4% into sales, bundle offers increase what each version spends, and email brings back 30 to 40% of customers to buy again, and you can afford to pay 2 to 3 times more to get the customers than your competitors. Your advantage isn't better ads, it's better systems that make each customer more valuable. For example, I run performance max at about 2 ROAS, barely making profit after the product cost and shipping, but my actual customer value over 12 months is 3x of what I paid for to get them, and that's where the real profit is. This lets me afford higher ad costs, test more products, and grow faster. This approach took me from $0 to $4 million in sales with zero outside money. So that's the complete plan for running Google Ads for online stores in 2025, and why you need to shift from someone who controls everything to being a strategic teacher for your Google's algorithm. Look, this video covered the big picture plan and 5 steps, but there's obviously a lot of detailed stuff I couldn't fit in here, like exact campaign setups, how to set up better tracking step by step, which Shopify apps actually increase sales, and the specific email flows that bring in 30 to 40% of all my orders. If you want hands-on help doing this and want to see if it'd be a good fit to work with me one-to-one, click the link in the description below. I offer one-to-one coaching where I help store owners double their sales in 90 days or double their profits in 24 hours with a money-back guarantee. And if you want to see my full ads strategy that helped me hit 7 figures, check out the video on the screen right now where I break down my complete strategy for 2025. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more online store growth content, and I'll see you in the next video.